Hi, I'm Jovi. I'm here to present the introduction to our mobile app engineering assignment called KitaJom. So to briefly describe our application, it is a one-stop shop for all things that are related to traveling, which mainly focuses on the attractions from different states within Malaysia and has two main objectives, which is to make traveling much more easier and smoother for customers and to also promote sustainable traveling practices by educating users about the negative impacts from the tourism industry and also understand ways to reduce it. As for the application, there are three main user roles, which is the customer, vendor, and admin. Customers are able to view a wide variety of attractions, accommodations, and restaurants available in Malaysia and can make bookings instantly within the app. They can also view reviews from other users for more better decision making and also leave their own after their stay. They are provided with personalized suggestions and itinerary plans, which will be done according to their traveling and dietary preferences. They can also pay directly with numerous different payment methods such as credit, debit, and e-wallet. They can also view all of their booking information and manage these information easily. As for admins, they can manage users and their bookings, view user activity and revenue, and also generate reports that can help them analyze and gain a better understanding of activities that are going on within the application. Lastly, for vendors, they are allowed to put up their services within the application where users are able to view and purchase. They can either be a hotel, restaurant, or an owner of a tourist attraction. They can manage customer bookings and view reviews and generate performance analytics that can help them improve on their services. KitaJom has multiple competitive advantages, the main one being convenient booking options. Users are allowed to view, book, and pay directly within the application, which is a major improvement from traditional travel plannings where users have to communicate with different parties to sort out all of these aspects. However, that is now all possible within one centralized location. There are also notification and alerting systems available to allow users to catch up with the latest updates. And the application will be integrated with AI technology through chatbots, which can tackle common customer complaint, feedbacks, and inquiries, and also help generate more accurate suggestions for customers according to their preferences. As for admin, with AI, some repetitive work can be automated and reports can be generated and analyzed more easily. KitaJom is inclusive with numerous payment options for users to choose from, and the app is built with a user-friendly interface where users can navigate through these features with little to no difficulty, regardless of the technical knowledge and the age. Furthermore, most traveling applications do not promote sustainability, but we have made it one of our priority to ensure that users are aware of their actions during the travel and encourage them to be more mindful of the environment. So we have gathered some related works that consist of traveling applications and studied their features which can be implemented into KitaJom. The first one is Klook, where they have over 100,000 activities, over 400 major destinations worldwide, and also provide different forms of transportation. They have airport transfers and also allow users to make bookings for accommodation, restaurants, and purchase entrance tickets to skip the queue. Klook has a strong community, which uh, allows for numerous customer reviews and also allows them to purchase foreign SIM cards and portable Wi-Fi, making them connected to the internet wherever they go. There is also a 24/7 AI chatbot for inquiries, along with personalized suggestions. Users can also choose through many different language options and use currencies that they prefer. Secondly is Traveloka, where most features are similar with Klook, such as airport transfers and multiple languages. Traveloka has a save list feature, which allows users to save the activities that they would like to remember and go back to. And they can also do travel management easier as it is accessible offline. Security and data privacy is also taken into consideration with the implementation of multi-factor authentication, fraud management systems, and also biometric authentication through fingerprint or face recognition. There is a 24/7 customer support system as well, and the app promotes sustainable tourism by partnering with eco-friendly accommodations. So lastly, I've conducted a semi-structured interview to better understand the admin user type. I've interviewed three individuals, all aged 21 years old, and have experience doing administrative tasks. The interview consists of 15 questions, mainly asking regarding the features that are able to facilitate these tasks to become more efficient in user management and in terms of the user interface. From this, 4 third-level notes, 10 second-level notes, and 31 first-level quotes have been generated as part of the affinity analysis. And to summarize the findings of the interview, simple application interfaces are preferred with minimal input and simple jargons to improve efficiency. Customizable themes and dashboards can also help admins to prioritize tasks that are more important, such as real-time booking updates, reports, and performance analysis. Admins also wish for an inbuilt chatbot system that can help deal with customer feedback and also more language options for a less restrictive experience by preventing confusion and also eliminate language barriers. So that is all from me. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for the introduction, Jovi. And now we're going to go into motivation and use cases. But first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Lizy Shen Suzanne. My TP number is TP068713. Now, for KitaJom, we're going to be going into a few things first. So under motivation, we are going to be exploring these three things. First is problem context. So problem context is going to go into why this application needs to exist and what problem is out there in the world that is still left unsolved that our application is aiming to mitigate. So the second thing we're going to be going into is limitation of study. So what is causing our study to not be as comprehensive as we want it to be, and what are the aspects in which it is lacking? And finally, we're going to be going into novelty of our research idea. So we're going to be talking about how new and disruptive our idea is to the current environment and the domain that it is in. So first of all, let's go into problem context. So through our research, we actually found that in 2019, the number of international arrivals worldwide has reached 2.4 billion. And these numbers are steadily climbing and recovering to pre-COVID times in 2024. And this, while it is a source of celebration for a lot of travel agencies out there who are selling packages to these customers who want to explore international domains, they want to go traveling international, it actually does spell a lot of trouble for many others, such as the places that are the biggest tourist attractions in the world. A lot of these lands are actually being spoiled due to the disruptive tourism that has been inflicted on them. Now, the first point that we're going to go into is that aviation itself, which is the flight industry, contributes to 4% of global warming. So you can imagine the number of flights that is going in and out every single day. You can only imagine how much tourism is actually harming our Mother Earth. And second of all, the disasters are happening worldwide thanks to tourism. And one of the biggest examples are the Great Barrier Reef in Australia, where even the slightest raise in temperature, even 1 degree Celsius, can cause the entire coral population to undergo a phenomenon called coral bleaching, which is when the corals lose their life and lose their color due to the fact that global warming is actually harming their habitat in the environment that they live in. And these are all, unfortunately, attributed to tourism. So where does KitaJom come in, right? So there has been a keyword that has been existing in the tourism industry for maybe the past 5 years that's called sustainable traveling. However, beyond the understanding of sustainable traveling, it is still not practiced very often all across the world now. So KitaJom wants to popularize the idea of micro traveling, which is basically traveling within a certain radius or a certain border. And that's where KitaJom comes in. We want to popularize the idea of exploring domains that are still within your country, and it promotes a form of traveling that is much kinder to our Earth. So moving on to limitations of studies, there are still several limitations to what we have conducted that must be recognized as flaws that could potentially lead to certain issues that might be biasness or lack of diversity, etc. So first of all, due to the fact that we only conducted 9 semi-structured interviews with different participants, we cannot really generalize our studies and findings to an entire population, as a sample size of 9 is way too small. And second of all, it must be recognized that all of our interviews were actually only conducted in English. And this means that for the participants that feel way more comfortable expressing their opinions and views in their own mother tongue might not be able to express the full extent of what they feel about a certain topic in the language that we strictly conducted the interview in. And in future studies, how we can fix this is probably by having multilingual language options to choose from in an interview, and then having a transcript that is translated attached to our report afterwards. And third of all, there could be geographical and time barriers that lead to misinformation, because all of the participants that we found were people that we could reach out to have a face-to-face interview. And since all three of our team members live in Kuala Lumpur, um, Selangor, as well as Johor Bahru, our participants actually come from urban backgrounds, and we were unable to find anyone who lived in more rural cities, and therefore we might have missed out on some opinions in those certain aspects. Lastly, under motivation, we're going to go into the novelty of our research idea. So, are we doing something new at all? What are UN SDGs, and what is everything? So, first of all, we truly believe that KitaJom is a catalyst for sustainable and personalized travel experiences. It empowers conscious choices that our customers are making due to the fact that we decided that KitaJom is going to let you know the amount of carbon footprints that you're generating with every single travel itinerary that is produced from our app. So our users can choose to make more sustainable options without feeling pressured to. And finally, KitaJom is also going to be using AI-powered itineraries that take into account user preferences. So one of the features that we have planned KitaJom to have would be for users to input the preferences that they have. For example, how long they're going on the trip for, do they prefer something that's way more relaxed, or do they like fast-paced itineraries that have 5 activities in one day? So after getting all of these preferences from the users, what we plan for is for the KitaJom app to actually generate an itinerary that is well-rounded and catered to each user's preferences. So moving on, we're going to talk about key use cases, which are very much similar for all three. So customers are going to be able to log onto the app. They're going to manage their user profile, everything that's basic, things like that. But on top of that, they will be able to browse restaurants, activities to do, and accommodations for each location that they're looking at. And they'll be able to leave reviews, and they're able to read other reviews as well. And these are some of the things that the customers can do on top of generating an AI-powered itinerary for themselves. And next, vendors can also manage their own information, as well as update their listings, promote their listings, and have all the options to update and put themselves on the map. And finally, admins will be able to deal with complaints, user complaints. They'll be able to manage the information of both customers and vendors, and they'll be able to look at both vendor and customer information to make sure that they're all updated and according to the format that KitaJom wants it to be. Now, finally, moving on to my individual analysis. So for generative analysis part, we interviewed 3 people using semi-structured interviews. So the first is Lee Wen Han, 22, a university student who works part-time at a restaurant. And second of all, we have Jane White, who has opted for anonymity, therefore the fake name. She's 30 years old, and she's an internal communications executive in a bank, and she owns a property that is being rented out as an Airbnb in Kuantan, Pahang. Finally, we have Mary Chu, who is 25, a young entrepreneur who recently opened up an Airbnb that is a duplex located in Damansara. So there are 15 questions targeting different aspects of the research questions that we want to answer that are asked to all 3 of these people. But because it is a semi-structured interview, some questions were added during the middle of the interview that might have been led to due to certain answers that were given by the participants, and we want to explore the theme further. So for the part of the affinity analysis, there were 25 first-level notes and 5 second-level notes subtracted from those first-level notes, and finally, there are 3 third-level notes. For declarative statements, we found that vendors are quite frustrated about language barriers when they are dealing with customers, and that they love using travel platforms as their main source of advertising. And they also feel like a 10 to 15% commission rate is very fair for KitaJom to be able to extract from their earnings, and they above all want a streamlined system that is comprehensive enough to help them manage business insights, keep track of their bookings, etc., etc. And without further ado, these are all things that we're going to be implementing into our actual application for KitaJom in the aspect of vendors. And now we're going to move on to the part of customers. Passing it to Tanjaling.
Hi, sir. I'm Jialing, and I'm going to talk about our design strategies. So first of all, this is our color palette, where it is emphasizing a serene, the green and the blue representing the forest and sea, and a bit of orange and yellow to represent the sunshine. And this is our logo. Our application is named as KitaJom, and the logo is designed with the color green, as we mentioned just now. Now moving on to our technical requirement, we're using Android Studio, Flutter, and Dart as our development tools. We will be also using Firebase as it provides us the Cloud Firestore as our database. And we will be using API as well to provide more functionalities to our application. We will be using OpenAI API and also Google Maps. Now moving on to our design ideas. So first of all, our application need to be easily understood where no jargon is used in the application, only layman is used. We will be using different icons throughout the application as well, so the user can easily understand what those buttons do. And it has to be easy to navigate as well. We will be using a lot of back buttons and bottom navigation bars so user can navigate between pages easily. The application is also informative where all details of the hotels, the restaurants, attractions are listed clearly, including the rating, price, address, image of the property, and many others. Not only that, admin and vendor can check their business performance and generate report about it as well. Our application is also comprehensive, where the function including automated itinerary generation, Google Map, searching bar, filters are integrated to provide more functionalities. Our application is also flexible, means that user can change their profile anytime, anywhere, and vendor can customize their property profile as well. And our application is interactive, means that communication channel is available among each rows. For example, Q&A function, send request functions, and also chat room will be available in the application. So now moving on to the semi-structured interview. 3 participants is involved in the interview. One of them is a banker and another housewife and another university student. And the question asked in the interview is mainly these 2 areas, including the travel plan and booking. Is that the question involves how long is the stay length, how is the plan style, and how much is the budget, and what are the preferences. And also we will be asking them how they book the hotels and what do they think about the methods. And based on the interview, we get to know the demand of customers and the issues. So first of all, customers emphasize the freedom in planning and at the same time would acknowledge suggestion. We also know that user would want the application to show detailed information and at the same time, application should be easy to navigate. So customer also mentioned multiple features like notifications, Q&A, and chatbots. So this is the end of our presentation. Thank you.